'cause I found my light. With Jesus by my side, I conquer every fight. Walking in faith, I won't be afraid. His love surrounds me, my fears will fade. Hope is my anchor, love is my guide. With Jesus I'll overcome, I'll never hide. A warrior of strength, in His name I rise. In a world of chaos, His love never dies.
She's an award-winning author, speaker, owner of GodlyGranny.com, and podcast host, sharing the truth with you. This is The Michelle Moore Show.
Hi, everybody. So glad that you're with us today. Dr. Mike Fuljenz with Universal Coin and Bullion is with us today. I'm excited about that. Silver, the price of silver's down. I want to know what's going on. Earlier in the year, we thought it was going to be up by the end of the year. And so I want to hear, like, what are the experts saying about why silver is down? And also, are they expecting it to go up and, you know, where it was and more? So we'll find out about that. Also, I want to tell you, remember when I said a week or so ago about like sharing on social media and that you just never know if you tag us or I happen to see when you share something, I don't know, we might just share some granny bucks. Well, yesterday live during the show, we gave away some granny bucks to many of you. I think it was like 3 or 4 people who have been really warriors on social media, whether it's sharing hot topics and different things, reels, our show links, all of that, any social media platform, except for TikTok, I'm banned on that. But if you're on, you know, Facebook, X, True Social, we usually see that. And so we gave some away. Well, we're fixing to give away a couple more. Let's see, Rosemarie on Facebook all the time, sharing the Michelle Moore Show, highlight reels and all kinds of stuff. She shares all the time. And so this morning I said, well, hold on just a second. And so I looked it up and she is a customer. I knew she was. I don't know what her username is during the show, but check your email, Rosemarie, because you got $25 of granny bucks. And I just want to say a huge shout out to Wyatt Wall. He's on Facebook, on X. He is always retweeting, sharing our show links and my tweets and all the different stuff. And so he's going to get a $25 granny bucks as well. And so maybe he can use a good man's product or something, or some of that tooth powder. Y'all, yesterday took on its own life form. And so that show went sideways quick, didn't it? So I'm telling you, with Steve Jarvis, you can't even plan a show because he just somehow takes over with his crazy. And so anyways, I do want to report, though, the tooth powder sales is certainly experiencing an increase. And if you watched yesterday's show, I know you're going to think that's funny. And if you're watching and you didn't watch yesterday's show and you're like, what's up with the tooth powder? You have to go back to yesterday's show to see what happened and how the show went sideways. But anyways, only Steve Jarvis. If you know Steve Jarvis, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, also, I want to give you an update. So just kind of a touching base on a couple of things. So as many of you know, the founder of Wave Watch, Linda Bammer, recently passed away. Linda and I were close. You know, obviously we have supported Wave Watch. We've been there really from the very beginning. And what happens is, you know, kind of behind the scenes, you end up working with people and you have these shared passions. And, you know, Linda and I just connected. We became friends, and losing Linda was difficult. And so the family is having the celebration of life for Linda on Saturday. So my husband and I are going to be traveling to that. So we will not be doing a live show on Friday. So this will be our last live show for this week. I'll be traveling and attending that and then hurrying to get back after, because Sunday I'm attending another celebration of life of another friend who passed a month ago as well. I'd mentioned my friend Mickey Duncan. She had passed away about a month ago, right? In fact, it was a couple of days before we left for vacation. And so her celebration of life is Sunday. So I'm planning to attend that as well. And so lots of stuff going on with all of this. I know that many of you are also experiencing a lot of loss as well. Okay, also quick thing that I want to just give you a heads up about for our Godly Granny customers. I wanted to share with you about delivery emails. So if you get a delivery email and you're looking on your front porch and you're like, it's not there. Okay, don't panic. What we're finding is there is one of three reasons why you're thinking that it hasn't been delivered. So the first reason that we have seen a number of times is that someone gets a delivery email and I don't know why, but the Postal Service delivers it the next day. It's like, it's the craziest thing. I don't know why it does that. So that's one thing. The second reason is it could be in your mailbox. We've had many people who had a smaller order that their box fit in the mailbox, and it was in their mailbox. They didn't know. They're emailing us. It just causes a lot of like what's going on. And so just, I want you to realize like it may be there. It may be in the mailbox. And so, or like if your mail is in a locker, and so that happens. And so I wanted to give you a heads up to check your mailbox. And so check your mailboxes. And so, or it has been delivered, I think twice now in the last almost year. We've had 2 deliveries where the postal person just delivered it down the street to the wrong address. And so the Postal Service usually knows where it was delivered and all that, or has a picture. And so we've got some great customers that were able to work with the Postal Service and figure out where their package was. But I wanted to kind of give you like, don't stress. And that these are usually the 3 situations we see. And wanted to give you a heads up about that. Okay, so about a month ago, I watched this documentary, and I have to say, I say a documentary, it's almost like an interview. And so we're calling it an educational video. And like I said, this is our last live show for this week. And so we're doing this, we're going to air this interview in 3 parts, but I have to say, I was absolutely riveted. Now, Charlotte here was, her last name is like Isby or something. It's the T is silent. And so, but when you listen to her and her experiences and what had to line up for her information and for what she happens to know about the secret history of Western education, it's absolutely mind blowing. This woman, it was amazing. And so I highly recommend that you watch this over the next 3 days. Of course, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern. So wanted to make sure that you knew what was coming up for the next 3 days while I'm not here live with you. We will be back on Monday with Steve Jarvis. And then I'm always in touch with Mark Taylor. And so we'll see about his schedule for coming back. And maybe by Monday, I'll have some kind of an update for you. He and I talk regularly, and we're just trying to, be sensitive to the fact that he's lost another family member. And so he's lost like 3 family members in less than 2 years, or right around 2 years, his mother and his father, and then his mother-in-law also. So there's just been a lot going on with him, and we just need to, keep him in our prayers and keep him in our thoughts as well. So, okay. So with all of that said, I want to say thanks for being here today. I'm excited about when I wanted to share too. I saw something funny. So Marguerite for me says in the live chat, blessings, dear Michelle Moore show family, sweet Michelle and fabulous producer Ron. You're so sweet. Says loved Steve yesterday as always, and praying for Mark Taylor and Linda Bammer's sons. Thank you so much, especially during this weekend while they're doing the celebration of life. And so I can see that. Skater 9 says love my lemon laundry detergent. Aw. KM Sunshine, I'm here. Hello, I'm asking for prayers for my mom and I. She and I are okay, but experience some spiritual warfare. Well, we certainly pray against that and come against, anything that comes against you and your mama. I got my replacement shipment. It was in my mailbox yesterday, and thank you for the sample of the lime balm. Kazadu 77 says, she said she loves it. The lime balm is muy bien. Okay, so Dr. Mike Fuljenz, Universal Coin and Bullion. Y'all, so I shared. You can bring him on in, Ron. I shared. Hello, Mike.
Hi there.
So I shared on the show, I guess it was the day that you told me you were going to send me a $5,000 check to support, a personal check to support Godly Granny's wonderful, exciting beauty boot camp. and beauty. Yes, I did say beauty. Okay. Whew. And so, Mike, I got the check. I just want to say thank you. And y'all, ladies that are attending, I just want you to know Mike has already sent a gift to be able to give away that day as well. We'll be giving away different things throughout the day, including a wave watch. But Mike has already sent a goodie, and then also supporting, making sure that y'all get some good goodies that day and some nice surprises. So thank you, Mike, for everything that you do.
You're quite welcome. I'm all about beautification.
Okay. You said to me when we were on the phone and you found out about the boot camp, you said like supporting women is a big deal to you. So can you share why you personally would just, I mean, it blew me away. I didn't even see it coming and you just didn't even hesitate. But why? What is it about the boot camp and women, you know, I guess furthering their education? What was it that said this is something that I want to support?
Well, there are a lot of things I believe in: early childhood education and reading. But for women, I have a wife of 47 years. We always say she's Baptist, I'm Catholic. We're the Labradoodle couples. We're Batholics. And my mother and grandmother were very important in my life. And my daughter, I coached girls soccer for 10 years, all the way from youth to select to high school, assisting on the high school soccer team. So, and we just had a wonderful World Cup. We'll talk about that later. But no, I mean, when you've had a strong relationship with the women in your life, you want to support things that women are involved in and all people are involved in. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yes. And so I just want to say thank you here on the show and make sure everybody knows that, you know, what you were doing. And I know you said that was something you're passionate about. So I appreciate that. Okay. So you've already had a big year this year, even though it's July. So you were here last month, and it was right after you had gone to Washington. So you get to go and meet with the new U.S. Mint director. You find out all these good things. And so what have you found out since then, or have you? Give us some updates. Tell us what's going on.
Well, you know, when I met with President Trump a few years ago at a hunters convention, there were 6 of us who were allowed to spend an hour with him. And I asked him, who will your vice president be? This was right before the election. Who will your vice president be? He says, Mike, I can't tell you that. I said, okay. And he said, do you have a follow-up? Because we all got a follow-up. I said, yeah, who will it not be? And he said, great question. And I can't tell you that either. So Paul Hollis in the same way, and he is best friends with Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, since they were teenagers. They served in the Louisiana legislature. That helped him get the position. But he's the best qualified mint director in my lifetime. Knows coins, wrote award-winning books like I did on coins, was a collector, was a dealer. Most people are political appointees like President Biden's last appointee, who was the HR director in D.C. Lovely lady, but knew nothing about coins or precious metals. You know, that's not quite like trying to get an FAA director in who doesn't know planes, doesn't work in the industry, never flew. But you want those type people you're rewarding to be the ambassador of Luxembourg, not the head of the U.S. Mint or the FAA. So Paul said, Mike, I can tell you a little more. We talked a couple days ago, and we were talking about he's got more products coming. There's a Liberty Bell gold coin, silver, 2 gold coins and a silver medal that just came out, and the silver sold out immediately. The gold half ounce sold out immediately at nearly $10,000 each, and the 1 ounce is almost sold out at $19,800 each. There's a lot of collectible demand for semi-quincentennial 250th anniversary products. And it's the first coin the mint made that wasn't round. This is in the shape of a Liberty Bell. So it's really cool, but they limited it to 1 per household and only made 2,026 of them.
And they're
so
already
it did
sold
very
out?
well. Huh?
And they're already sold out?
Sold out.
Wow.
So, and
Yeah,
I sent you a cool set that came out. I just got one a couple weeks ago, and I sent you one that the mint did of all the coins for the year that commemorate. They're circulating coins, but they commemorate our country. And the mint did something really cool. On quarters, they put a little privy mark, a little mark for 250, and they only issued 250,000. And dealers were paying $80 last week for anybody to find it in circulation. So on quarters, if you get a new quarter and it's got this little privy mark, it's probably worth, it's a good treasure hunt. So Paul is bringing a lot of interesting things that draw people into collecting, bring more people into collecting, investing. And that's why we had a bull market right after the bicentennial in 1976. And we're seeing an uptick in interest in rare coins in 2026 for the semi-quincentennial.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, give us an update about the new President Trump dollar coin, and why are some so up in arms, complaining about it? Whatever. I mean, this has been done before. We talked about it last month. That you explained that actually everybody that's ever had part of this, isn't this the whole thing where it's always been a Democrat?
Well, 4 out of 5 times it was a Democrat. There were 2 senators. One was the majority leader in the Senate, Joseph Robinson of Arkansas in 1936, and Carter Glass, a senator in 1936. You had Thomas Kilby, the Democrat governor of Alabama in 1921, and you had Eunice Kennedy Shriver, who was she was a very big Democrat, but a nice lady, and she helped with the Special Olympic Games.
Yes.
And she got a commemorative coin, legal tender, but it doesn't circulate. It's sold for a premium. You wouldn't spend it for $1 when it's worth $50 or $100. But Eunice Kennedy Shriver had one in 1995. That was the last one like this. The only Republican was during the 150th anniversary of the country, the sesquicentennial in 1926, President Calvin Coolidge. So there's been a president that's been done for, and a Democrat legislator got the bill through in 2020. It was signed by the president in 2021, and after this was used to put Trump on a commemorative dollar coin, she laughed with Paul and said, "I never dreamed the bill I put through with strong bipartisan support would have Trump on it." But a Democrat actually got the bill through that provided for this legally. And the coin is like the Sacagawea or the innovation dollars. It's 88.5% copper, and zinc, manganese, nickel make up the rest of the metals. It's golden, not gold. So when people talk and say it's a gold coin, no, it's golden. It's gold colored. It's mostly copper, and it will be in circulation. They hope to put out a lot of them, so it shouldn't be worth more than face value, but it's a great collectible, and people who like to collect things with presidents should love to have this.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Okay, so as I mentioned at the top of the show as well, I got to ask you, why is silver down? I know gold's down too, but we always talk about silver on the show and gold when it comes to metals, and I'm just surprised that it's gone down a little bit. It's still up for the year, but what's going on? Tell us the skinny
since
night.
2025, gold and silver up substantially, and since 2020 and 22, it's up substantially. But for 6 straight years, gold central banks have bought an average of double what they were buying before. So demand out there has been strong. Same with silver. Industrial demand has exceeded supply by tens of millions of ounces, and we're in the 6th year of a shortage. But I think it went too far, too fast, and it's hard to tell that when big ETF money and people move money from crypto into gold and silver and ride it, then they move out of that to move into other areas. I think it got chased by a lot of money changing immediate gains. I think it will be very good over time. And but right now it is down. Silver's down about half, and gold's down about 25%. And so I think over the long term, just like we've seen since 2000, 2020, even going back to 1970, it will turn out to be very good. And since 2000 and 2022, it's more than doubled the Dow, S&P, and but you got to hang on to it. It's really life insurance for the rest of your portfolio. People say it has a negative beta. It typically goes up when other things go down. It's been an anomaly with this war over in the Middle East that typically when we see peace, it goes up. Usually when war breaks out, gold and silver go up. It goes down when fighting comes on, and part of it is just where money's moving. But I think long term, it's a very good thing to have.
Okay, so you're saying, well, it's just where money's moving, and you talked a little bit ago about crypto. So are we in kind of unprecedented times? Because I mean, if you think about it, other wars we didn't have crypto yet, and so is maybe this kind of an indicator of what could potentially be happening when we have future wars? I'm sure there'll be more.
But crypto's down 40% from its high. You know, it's just such volatile swings. Oil got up to 110, then down in the 70s. Now it's back in the mid to high 80s. I know your gas is, we got down to $3.10 in Louisiana and Texas, and now it's up around 339. And of course, the media always shows it going up, but didn't show it going down about $1 a gallon. You deal with that. And of course, in Washington and California, pay an extra couple bucks. It's ridiculous with their taxes and some of the requirements they have out there. My daughter lived for a while in Washington, and we were surprised. The gas with all the restrictions and taxes, it was $2 more than in Texas and Louisiana. But there's so many different places money can be parked and moved. Steadily, gold and silver should go up, and it has. It has since 2000. So you just got to be prepared to ride it out. I never say it's a short-term investment, and I just think you buy on the dips and keep going with it.
Talker Ride says buy while it's low. I got to tell you, Talker Ride, I bought during the time frame that you're talking about, Dr. Mike Fuljenz. I bought like in 2020, 2021. That's when I started going and learning with my friends that have been doing business with your company for about 17 years. They were my mentors on this and took me and taught me about buying. In fact, I called producer Ron and was like, this was before we even were doing the Michelle Moore show, and took him with us and said, hey, you need to come with us. You need to learn about this too. And you need to invest too. So I just wish I would have bought more back then, because even though we're saying that it's down from the beginning of the year, like you said, it's still twice, almost 3 times of what I paid for it back 5 years ago.
In January of 2025, silver was $28. It's doubled in 18 months. When I sat down at the end of 2023 with Steve Forbes, gold was $1,900. It's $4,000. Yes, it went up to $5,400, but it's up from $1,900 3 years ago. So you can see what it's done. It went way up. It's come down some, but the trend line is upward.
Okay. And I think that's the thing that we all have to remember. I don't want to look at where it was a few months ago. I want to look at what I paid for it. That's what matters at this point. But what are the expectations between now and the end of the year? What are the forecasters saying?
It wasn't just me. All the major banks thought it would reach 6,000 to 7,000 at the end of the year. Gold, even Bank of America, BOFA, said they expected silver to maybe reach $135. So this was something and that was before the war and everything popped out. So what I think we're going to be going a trend upward, but you're just buying for the long term, not for 3 to 6 months. I think just like I said, if you bought it in 2000, if you bought it in 2020, if you bought it in 22, if you bought it in 25, January 25, you've done very well. So buy when it's down, and it's consistently been trending upward, but it isn't a straight line. It's going to have dips. So you got to be prepared to put your seatbelt on and ride the roller coaster.
Well, honestly, Mike, just me personally, I don't think I've ever told you this, but, obviously I've bought, metals from you and already had metals when we met. And in my mind, you say buy long-term, and in my mind, it's more of a generational thing. This is one of the things that I'm planning to give to my children, to be honest with you. I'm not really planning to sell. Now, if it went crazy and something, unexpected happened where I went on ahead and sold. But for me personally, I have no plans to sell it. And so
my tooth fairy grandpa put silver dimes and silver dollars under my pillow or gave them to me for Azon report cards. So I had a silver tooth fairy that got me interested in precious metals.
That's great. I love it. Yes.
They used to have a tooth fairy index on inflation. And every year it was a bank that did it for a long time. Then it was a dental group that did it, showing across the country what the increase in people were giving to kids for the tooth fairy. And they measured inflation by I got a dime to a quarter. Then it became about $5. But in different parts of the country, you had more generous tooth fairies. They don't do it, I guess, anymore. But I'd publish it every year. It was funny.
Oh, that is a riot.
The Tooth Fairy Inflation Index.
Oh, I would love to see that. Somebody needs to be doing that. Maybe Universal Coin and Bullion should do that.
Maybe so. Maybe we'll be recreate, reinvent the Tooth Fairy.
I think you need to do
By
that.
the way, JP Morgan is still selling. JP Morgan Chase is still predicting in 2027 gold will break 6,000, up 50%. So all the things I'm saying, a lot of the major banks and their expert analysts really believe this is a dip that long term you should be adding not 100% or 50, but 10 to 25% of your assets into gold and gold related investments.
Yeah. Well, that all makes sense to me. Okay, so even though I'm wondering about the rare coin market, how does the rare coin market get impacted, or does it, when you have a drop in metals like gold and silver? How does that work?
There's a couple factors here. When gold goes up, and even when it goes down a little bit, you get more people coming into coin shops or calling coin dealers. They're interested in buying or selling gold. So more people get introduced to the coin dealers who give them books like my award-winning books on rare coins. And about 1 in 6 become rare coin buyers. So big movements in gold, especially upward, give us many more new customers, just like the semi-quincentennial is doing this year. People are interested, how do I get these new coins? They're not at my bank. Do you have any? And so gold movement upward or downward introduce many new people to coin dealers. Now, the rare coins have not dropped like gold has, and they provide a buffer for precious metals because they're not related. They're not what we can say is bullion sensitive. You know, gold may drop 20%, but the rare gold coins, many of them. Now, the more common ones that most of their value is bullion, yes, they go down. But the ones that have some rarity and popularity, almost all the gold coins that have a significant numismatic premium hold their value or even can go up, like our special 2020 program where we analyze the best coins in each series, and that's what we sell to our clients based on how many are graded and what the price is. We do a capitalization chart and pick the best third for our clients, and those have done very, very well.
Okay, that's interesting. I never even thought about it. You know, so you've got, like we've been talking about buying gold and silver or having it in your IRA, but I never even thought about the rare coins. And I guess that makes sense that it doesn't really impact the collector's coins. I guess I kind of, in a way, I know this is probably going to sound weird to you, but I guess it's kind of parallel to like people who collect stamps. If there's a price increase on stamps, that's or whatever. I don't know if that impacts stamps, but stamps never go down. But I just wonder, because you got stamp collectors and how the pricing of stamps impacts a collector's stamp. So it's just
Stamps are interesting, but I will tell you, it's less liquid than coins. There are many more coin outlets and places that buy coins and stamps, but it's a very interesting historical area, philately, to be involved in. But numismatics has far more dealers and people you can buy and sell with. It's far more liquid, and auctions for coins. But I would say for IRAs, you can do gold bullion. Most rare coins are excluded, but there are some rare coins that are not bullion sensitive. And we provide a balance of all gold products for gold IRAs. And we found ways to help balance out a gold IRA that a lot of the people haven't. And we have special half-ounce, quarter-ounce eagles that have lower mintages and trade for a premium, yet they're still eagles. They still qualify for IRAs. And so you can read all about this in our gold guide. Our gold guide, 7 times, our golden IRA guide has been awarded the best dealer publication by the Numismatic Literary Guild. And you've featured it on here before, but it's always free to anybody who calls us. You've seen the Michelle Moore show. We'll send you our golden IRA guide and go through it. We always say, buy the book before you buy the coin. Don't just immediately get in and do business. Get to know the reputation, the awards, the service of the person you're doing business with. And our gold guide will walk you through that. And like I said, it's won Press Club of Southeast Texas awards, NLG awards. There's nobody in the gold IRA business who's won 1 award, and we've got like 10 for our gold guide. So you need to get it.
I'm not surprised. And so, I've shared this before on the show when you've been on, and I've told you also individually, I learned a lot in last year's gold guide. And then again this year, very impressed with the Gold Guide. It's absolutely top notch.
Well, thank you.
It's free. Oh, I'm very impressed. Like, it's one thing, it's impressive to see it, but when you start reading the information and really taking it in, there's a lot of education and information in there. And to provide that for free to my viewers, I really appreciate it. If you're watching, you want to get a copy of the Universal Coin and Bullion Gold Guide, award-winning Gold Guide. I'm telling you, y'all, it's amazing. You can call 1-800-321-8700. Mention the Michelle Moore Show. They'll send it to you for free. Absolutely love it. That way they'll know. And our viewers get it sent to them at no charge. And I just have to say, I was shocked at how much I learned through reading it last year on last year's edition and this year's. But last year kind of took me by surprise, to say the very least, at how much information and education there was in there. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about what I would, what the guide was about. I didn't know what to expect, but to see the depth of the education and information was extremely impressive, Mike.
And, it's not just gold. We have a whole page on I interviewed FBI and local law enforcement on how to reduce the chance of theft in your house and different things you can do that most people don't know. And if you were robbed, how to protect your valuables if someone breaks into your house. So there's all sorts of good information about that. I mean, safety deposit boxes. Chase Bank is getting rid of all the safety deposit boxes. I have never had a client lose valuables who used a safety deposit box. I have had them with robberies. People get with their rings, their necklaces, their coins. So I always recommend about 90 to 95% of your valuables, if you can, keep it in a safety deposit box. But banks are wiping them out. So you might have to look for a regional or local bank, because some of the national ones, and even the bank managers, don't know why corporate is doing that.
Wiping out the safety deposit boxes?
Yep. Houston got rid of 28,000 last year.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Banks.
Kazadu77 says, great folks at Universal, by the way. I love it. Christ Believer says, what about Kennedy silver? Is it worth anything?
Well, 1964 and before, Kennedy half dollars are 90% silver, just like the Franklin half dollars from 48 to 1963. And they've been going for like 35 times face, which means if you have a dollar's worth, it's worth at least $35. So yes, they are valuable. I helped a coach here that he was going to put his coins, spend them at the bank, and I got him $4,500 for $100 worth of coins back when silver was around 70. But don't spend your silver. And in fact, our Kennedy has from 1965 to 1969 had 40% silver, and those are worth a premium. So anybody's welcome to call, and we'll give them the up-to-the-minute quote of what we can get them for their silver Kennedy halves. Or any other silver dime, quarter and half, issued 1964 and before.
Okay. Taco Ride says, time is the investor's friend. Start while you're young and get your kids started early. Excellent advice. And Taco Ride, I want you to know you're going to be proud of me. I got my kids investing their own money in this. They do business with Universal Coin and Bullion as well. I love it. But that's such great advice, Taco Ride. Thank you for that. Okay, so you sent me this beautiful 1 ounce silver round, and you had made to it was made to commemorate the 250th anniversary. I want to show this of our country, and so we're going to give this away. Not today, but we're going to give it away at the Beauty Boot Camp. But I wanted to show this off. Look at this. Look at how beautiful.
Any of your followers who want one of those, we'll sell it to them at spot silver. I mean, that's a little below our cost. And I've got the manager, the wonderful manager here who handles you from Universal, Ryan Verdi. And they will make sure that anybody who calls can buy up to 3 of those at spot silver price. You got that, Ryan? 3 of those at spot silver. You get a free gold guide. It's a good memento of the 250th anniversary. Great gift. Great tooth fairy thing. But be an expensive tooth fairy. But no, it's a good thing to have, and it's a small token to start in silver. You know, in 2012, I helped get passed legislation in the state of Texas making gold and silver sales tax free. And I've been involved for 30 years. We've got that gold and silver sales tax free in 42 states now. And it's something I've been involved in for most of my dealing career.
I love it. Okay, so tell Ryan too. I know he's your sales manager. Great guy. You got a crazy great team.
He's been with me for over 30 years.
Oh, I believe all of your people have been there. Like it's like 20, 22, 20, everybody I kept meeting. It was crazy amount of time. It says a lot about the company and about you. But tell them about my idea about the tooth fairy thing. Okay.
Yeah, Ryan, tooth
And
fairies.
okay, I think I'm onto something big here. Talking about what each year should
Maybe Godly Granny can be the reincarnation of the tooth fairy.
All right, Peg 67 mom says, "Are wheat pennies worth anything? Are they more than a penny? I thought they were made of copper."
They are made of copper, and you can't legally mint them down in the United States. They have more than $1 worth of copper, but dealers don't pay much more than a penny each. It's just too labor intensive to get a bunch of them and list them. And only if that wheat penny is a rare date, like 1909 San Francisco Mint with the designer's initials, Victor D. Brennan, BDB, or other dates that are very rare, a double die 1955 or 1972, or some of the other better date in high condition Lincoln cents. It's all about rarity, condition, and popularity. And so if you just got a bunch of random ones, but we can help you if you got a rare one. If you look up online, we can, or you call in with a few of them that are your older ones in the best condition. If they have, don't clean them. Never clean a coin. Okay. Bucky's can have very clean restrooms. You don't clean coins. And people from other countries were amazed with the clean restrooms at Bucky's and the amount of them in there. If you ever been to, I think you got Bucky's in your area now, right?
Yes, yes. Okay, so talking about Bucky's, the World Cup. Now I know that I'm not a sports person. I can't even tell you much about why the line's on the football field, but I know that you are and you follow sports. Did you watch the World Cup?
Yes, I did. And I didn't watch every game. It was in Houston. I didn't go to any, but I watched a number of them, especially the U.S. soccer team. I coached boys and girls youth soccer and then select travel ball soccer. I was assistant coach of my daughter's high school soccer team. And well, my favorite sport's basketball, and I do like baseball, and I coach that too. But soccer is the world sport. It just brought the whole world together. And all these people who came here, they were really interested and they loved online. They couldn't believe how wonderful American was. In the South, they loved the barbecue and the hospitality, but they went all over and singing the song, Take Me Home, Country Roads, West Virginia. They love to sing that that song at events. And so soccer was just in the news for a month. And people went home to Europe and Africa and South America, coming back and said, America isn't what we thought it was. It's a wonderful country. We'd go back. So Rosie O'Donnell, listen to the world about the United States.
Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, before we let you go, Gran of 321 says, if you have silver coins that have turned color, we shouldn't clean them?
No. The only person who could clean them would be the ultimate buyer after he buys them. Don't clean silver coins. Don't clean copper coins. Don't clean your coins. Originality enhances the value or retains it. Never clean a coin.
Wow. Okay, that's
and
awesome.
If it is cleaned, it should only be done by an expert who does it a lot. It's like picking a specialist surgeon for something. You want a guy who does 300 surgeries of that kind a year, not one who does one a year.
Okay, that's interesting. We might have to have you come on next time, and that you can come on and maybe give us an update or some tips, like 7 things that collectors need to know.
Sure.
Because I'd love it if you do that, because like I would never know not to clean it. I'd get the old Windex.
For 20 years, I was instructor on all things like that at the American Numismatic Association summer seminars for law enforcement, for collectors, for dealers, and at Texas Crime Stoppers conventions. I taught hundreds, and so did Jerry. He taught with me on coin and metals fraud and those type things. So you really, I can't say again, I helped put away a bad guy in North Carolina. I was the expert for the Financial Crimes Division of North Carolina up there. I'm working on another one now, and to make sure people don't get ripped off. Did I ever tell your your watchers why I get so involved in that?
No, tell us.
Back when I was 30, 1984, so I was 30 years old, a doctor came in my office and he said, tell me these aren't counterfeit. And all his coins, $1 million worth, were counterfeit.
Yep.
And we helped him with the Secret Service, an attorney, get his money back from the attorney who had been selling him counterfeits for 10 years. And that attorney and him were good friends. They were godfathers to each other's children, and they met in the Catholic Church. And the attorney, who was the ripoff guy, brother was the Monsignor in that church, so he preyed on doctors there. So we got him the money back. He threatened to come shoot me, but he never did, and he went to prison. So 5 years later, that doctor helped Karen and I when we found out we couldn't have kids. And the next 2 babies through the clinic up for adoption we got. If I hadn't helped him and helped him with a bad guy, I would not have gotten my kids in life. So it's like you do good things. You don't expect things to come around, but that one surely did.
That's amazing. Okay, Kazadu says, didn't know that about the cleaning of the coins. And Taco Ride says, is the 3-coin deal time sensitive like today only?
No, you don't clean coins ever. The only person who cleans coins is an expert who's done certain things. You never use a hard brush. It is done very carefully with the right solutions. In rare cases where a coin should be cleaned. In most cases, it shouldn't.
Okay. What about Taco Ride is asking, is the 3-coin deal time sensitive like today only?
Through the end of the month. Today's the 20th or 21st. Whatever
21st.
It is, through the 31st.
Okay, there we go. All right, so through the end of July 2026. So if you're watching this on a re-air,
it's not a free coin. It's a 3-coin deal. 3 silver coins in spot through July 31st.
Yeah, that's it. All right, Mike, thank you so much. I want to remind everybody, if you have not got your copy of the gold coin guide, you gotta get it. It's an award-winning guide. Producer Ron, it's 1-800-321-8700. Put that back up for me, please. Yes, so it's good memory. 1-800-321-8700. Be sure to mention the Michelle Moore Show, and with the 3-coin deal as well. You get free shipping on that if you mention the Michelle Moore Show as well with the guide. So be sure, even if you have the guide and you just want to get the coins or vice versa, you can do that. Just mention the Michelle Moore Show so that way you get free shipping. Mike, thank you for doing that for my viewers. We appreciate you, and thank you for answering all my questions.
You got it. It's always a pleasure to be on. And as Rodney Dangerfield said, for your viewers, when you're looking out for number 1, don't step in number 2.
You are crazy. Hey, I want to ask you about this 10 coin set. I just saw where producer Ron's got a photo down here. So let's put this up. Okay, this is the set that you sent me?
Yes, it is, but it was submitted to one of the leading grading services, and only a fraction of them grade proof 70. So it's very special. So that's what we have at a special price if people are interested in it. The other side of it features wonderful designs, most of it that are indicative, things like the Liberty Bell and the Mayflower. And so it's a phenomenal set. It's a great keepsake. And like I said, they sold out immediately at the U.S. Mint. And then we submitted some of them for grading, and a small percentage graded this highest grade, proof 70. And they're proofs because they have a mirror surface. It's not like a regular, they're multiple strikes, and they got a mirrored surface with the cameo white devices, the most prized, the mint direct, the designers at the U.S. Mint. This is their finest product. They're so proud of when they produce these. This
is really nice. Very nice. And so, and then you keep them in these cases. Does that keep them shiny? Because you're keeping them out of the air?
You just keep them in those cases, and you can put them out for display or whatever, but it's just a cute, not a cute, but it's a beautiful collectible for the 250th anniversary of the country.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning set. Okay, so, and it's very impressive. Thank you, Mike, for sharing this.
Thank you,
I appreciate you. Thank you
and
for
thank you,
answering all my
producer Ron.
questions. All right, such a great guy, and I'm excited. We're going to put this coin. I've already got a stack of stuff for the beauty boot camp with Godly Granny, and so we're going to put the coin that he sent for the beauty boot camp as well. So we'll be giving that away. I don't know. We'll just see. We're going to do some door prizes, all different kinds of stuff that day. So that'll be another fun thing that we're going to add to the Godly Granny beauty boot camp. Okay, I gotta tell you what Steve Jarvis sent me today. And I had to share it today. Today, you got to see this today. What have I been telling y'all? I told you that when I went to Mar-a-Lago that I saw 3 different Trumps and met 3 different Trumps while I was there in a 24-hour period, right? Okay, have y'all seen this video? Let's see here. So this has come out where, is there a second Trump? Oh, geez, where would we maybe have heard this before? I don't know, for the last 4 years from Michelle Moore. Let's take a look. And plus, we can all see that there's more than one with our own eyes. But
this clip is going viral. Watch.
What's up with the guy behind Trump? Can we see that again? Can you bring that out? Who the f is this guy? Who the f is this? Is this what? Who in the world is it? Oh my God! Is that a backup Trump? Is that? Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on a second. Wait. What? Wait. Who? What? Is that a backup Trump or is that Trump? Wait. Is the one we've been dealing with backup Trump? Or is that Trump's? But
is this a great conspiracy? What do you think?
what do y'all think? I just think it's funny. I had to show you. So Steve sends that to me and I just laughed. I was like, oh my word. Look, we did not get to some things that are so important. So I've kept all my notes. I got a whole page of notes, y'all. And so I'm keeping them and I'm going to make sure, I've told producer Ron to hold on to the videos and the clips and everything, because there is some stuff that we were going to go over yesterday before things just went sideways, but we're going to go over them Monday. And I can't wait because it's just such high value information and so much to cover. But I wanted to make sure that you knew that. It seemed like there was something else. I want to remind you, I'm not going to be here live for the rest of the week. I'm going to Linda Bammer's Celebration of Life. But we still air live during this time slot every weekday. And so we're doing the educational videos and documentaries this week, though it's an interview of the lady that we were talking about earlier in the show. I wanted to go back and I wanted to share with you the secret history of Western education. Her background was with the Department of Education. Very, very interesting woman. And you have to think about, like, sometimes I think some people just have I don't know, like this whole, sequence of things that happen in their lives. And you just go, wow, it almost seems so God. It was just so interesting. But it's about the U.S. Department of Education, y'all. And it's interesting. She gets into details. Fascinating interview. Fascinating. And her life is fascinating. And that's why I sent this to producer Ron about a month ago saying, hey, I want to play this. We plan things out weeks ahead. And so we're finally where we can get to this week. And I'm very excited about it. And so, but I just want to remind you that we'll be back live on Monday. Okay, I'm not done yet. So Becky Lee says, is the boot camp or the beauty camp sold out? Not yet. We got a few more tickets. Like, this venue is not very large, so we only have a set number. We've got a few tickets left. I did want to also mention, so we've had 2 people reach out, 2 lovely ladies that are big fans of the show and says, look, I'd like to buy somebody else a ticket. I'd like to gift a ticket to somebody who just can't afford it. The key, though, is that you have to be able to afford all the other things or live local to the Nashville, Tennessee, Hendersonville area. And so if you live close by and, finances are tight, then reach out. We had 2 tickets. One has already been taken. And so, but we do have another donor that says, I can't come. This particular donor says, I can't come. One is coming, one isn't. But one says, I've just been, blessed so much with the show that I'd like to, pass it forward. And she happens to be coming. So that'll be great. And this particular lady that's taking her up on this, she lives local, and she's a big fan of Godly Granny, of the show, all of that. And so she's going to be attending because of our donor. And then we have another lady who cannot attend, and she has so graciously offered to also buy a ticket for anybody who, maybe not for anybody, but for somebody, for one person, that, a ticket, $97 ticket might make a difference in you being able to attend. And so if that's the case, if that's you, times are tight with your funds or whatever, then be sure to reach out. You can email me, Michelle@NashvilleMichelle.com, and just put ticket in the line for the subject line. And we'll make sure to get back with you. If it hasn't been taken and you want to, take us up on that, then I'll be sure to connect with the other lady that's offering to buy a ticket and see what we can do to help you be able to attend. I think, so I do want to say this. I was speaking back and texting back and forth this morning with somebody that is getting one of the free tickets. And, one of the things that I've really been thinking about it, and I've been, praying too, and I just really felt like, look, the education, Eve's going to be there. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be crazy. And so many great things that are going to happen that day. I just know it. There's going to be, but I think one of the biggest blessings of attending is going to be being in a room full of, I would say, like-minded, similar believers. It's any kind of event we have. Obviously, Godly Granny, that tells you right there, it's a Christian event. And so, but it's faith-based, it's encouraging, it's inspiring, it's motivational, and it's educational. And so that's all great. And then you also have the community, the networking, and the getting to see each other and learning, oh my goodness, this is this person out of the chat, or that lady out of the chat that I've seen this name and seen her comments for the last year that I've been talking with. And so it's the community. And so I've been thinking about how many people, especially women, who have shared with me that they don't have any friends to talk with. They don't have anybody. They've been alienated from family and friends, and, all of this other craziness that's been going on over the last 6 years. And so to be in a room knowing that this is going to be filled with women who think, and, just where you're at, and have the information. Y'all, is there anything sometimes more painful than being around somebody that says some of the craziest stuff, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to go to my doctor's appointment next week. You're just like, oh, geez. And that's why I said I can't hardly take Facebook sometimes, because what's so funny is you can be in these crunchy mom groups on Facebook, and they are so not crunchy. It's so just, it's not even funny. It's disgusting at times. It's like, what is going on with these people? And so, like, oh, well, I just, my husband and I, we've decided with our baby that we're going to be on a delayed vaccination schedule. Okay, well, whether you take poison today or tomorrow, it's still poison. It just, I'm not sure these people can add 2 and 2 at times. I'm serious. It's crazy. And so to be in a room with people that are other women that can add 2 and 2. And so I think that in itself is a blessing. And they're your people. They're going to be your people in that room. And not just Eve, not just me, and not just Dawselina, not just Braylon. And so it's going to be a room filled with women who are your people. And, I just want y'all to know that are coming. That's my heart. My heart is that you will connect. You won't just meet other women, but that you will connect, and you will be lifelong friends with women that you meet at that event. That is my heart. It's big enough, but it's small enough. We're going to have some small tables, but we're going to have, enough women that it's going to be where you have a great opportunity to meet a number of people. We got some things specifically designed around meeting the other ladies that are there. Y'all going to see. I've held a lot of events. Y'all don't even know. So we are really excited about it. Even Jocelyn was asking me yesterday, talking with me about it. We're all talking about it. We're planning. It's so much stuff, just like the coin that came in. y'all, I was working on some stuff yesterday, an idea that the Holy Spirit gave me, already took care of it, already put to the side. Like, things are happening. I'm so excited. There are so many people that are working on this day being special. And I just want to say, if you got tickets and you're coming, you better be excited. That's all I got to say. And just expect the unexpected, because it's going to be a great day. I hope that you've enjoyed today's show. I love when Dr. Mike Fuljenz comes on, because there's just so much information. And, he's just, gosh, look at all the awards and all the stuff. So I try to bring you some of the best people. Just like with Steve Jarvis. Steve's funny and entertaining and all, but Steve also is a 5th generation farmer, and he brings a perspective that, you just can't get everywhere or anywhere. And so I think we've been blessed to be able to get so many great guests. I have some great ones coming. And so some of them are really going to be surprising for you, but very exciting about it. And I think our best days are ahead of us. And so with that said, it's going to be a long weekend. And so with going to 2 celebrations of life, and but Linda Bammer, she definitely had a mission, and she definitely had an anointing. The last time she was on the show, I remember thinking, wow, there was just an undeniable anointing on her life. And it just was like as though it came so easy to her too. She just knew all of it inside and out. And about 2 years ago, she had told me that she was thinking about adding her sons to the company. And which, I look back now and go, wow, I'm so glad that happened. But her 2 sons are like crazy qualified to run the company and do what they're doing. And they're just such great men. And I know she's got to be so proud of them, and fine men. And I'm really excited to see what they end up doing and how they grow the company and how they continue on Wave Watch. But anyways, and so we're going to go to the celebration of life. My husband and I are going to attend on Saturday. And then, like I said, my friend on Sunday. So it's going to be a long weekend for me, but anyways, sad but happy for them, sad for us here, because we all miss those people that, we love and care, and we can all relate to that. So I hope that y'all have a great rest of the week, and I will see you right here with Steve Jarvis on Monday. And I hope y'all have a great rest of the week, and see you then next time on the Michelle Moore Show.
Universal Coin and Bullion is my partner for gold, silver, rare coins, and precious metal IRAs. For over 30 years, they've helped more than 500,000 customers and completed over 2.6 billion in precious metals transactions. They're offering callers 2 1-ounce American Silver Eagles and a 1/10 ounce American Gold Eagle at actual dealer cost. Call Universal Coin and Bullion today.
Hi, I'm Linda Bamber Olson, the inventor of the Wave Watch, the world's first frequency therapy watch. It features over 1,100 targeted frequencies combined into 150 playlists for ease of use. These sounds are acoustical, and they move through your body, through your skin and your bones. You don't necessarily have to hear it. As each frequency goes through, it can be realigning, revitalizing, reconnecting, and even rebalancing your body all the way to the cellular level. So that's why we have so many testimonies for aches, ADD and ADHD, allergies, colds and flu, dental, emotions, headaches, joints, kidney stones, nerves, organs, skin health, swelling, tremors, vagus nerve, and so many more. Use this code for $100 off when you purchase the Wave Watch. Thanks for learning about frequencies, using them, and supporting the Wave Watch.
Ever read the ingredients on your everyday products and think, wait, is this shampoo or a science experiment? If your lotion needs a translator, a lab coat, and a warning label, it might be time for a change. Godly Granny products are made with purpose, love, and ingredients you can actually recognize. No mystery chemicals, no toxins, just clean, simple goodness. The way Granny would have wanted, because your skincare shouldn't require a chemistry degree. From shampoo, lotion, skincare, and all natural health remedies, Godly Granny has everything your family needs. It's no wonder we have over 1,200 5-star reviews from our amazing customers to prove it. Join the families just like yours who've switched to Godly Granny. Visit godlygranny.com and sign up for our emails to receive a special discount code for 10% off your first order, plus exclusive updates and information on newly released products.
For Michelle's social media links, go to michellemooreshow.com.